What's up, friends? Hope everybody's doing great on this Thursday. Most of you may not know that this Sunday is National Stroke Awareness Day, so I just wanted to quickly share my story about being a stroke survivor. So in 2019, with no medical history, no medical problems, on no medication, perfect blood pressure, I woke up and could not move my left arm. I had not been sleeping on that side, so I didn't know why I couldn't move it. But over the next couple of hours, I started to develop a really bad headache and felt a little off balance when I stood up, but I had a history of migraines, so I thought maybe it was something like that. Eventually, my husband took me to the emergency department that morning, and the CT scan was okay. They gave me a bunch of medicine for my head pain, but it didn't help. I stayed overnight in the hospital, and they discharged me the next morning saying that I probably had a complex migraine or a pinched nerve. So I went home and tried to just stay active and keep moving and get my arm to come back to life. And 6 days later, I had tingling on the right side of my face and on the left side of my body. So I went and got an outpatient MRI, and that's when they saw that I had a stroke. And I could not believe it. I thought I was just gonna pass out when they told me that. I kept yelling at them that they were confused. The irony of that. When I look back, they were probably like, girl. So anyways, they did a CT eventually that showed my dissection. And I spent a couple days in the hospital in the ICU, and then was discharged home basically on aspirin with a bunch of restrictions that I'll have for the rest of my life. But it's a small price to pay to be able to, still run around and have a good time and live, So I just wanted to share my story because, number one, I'm not the typical person that has a stroke. Most people that would think about strokes think about super elderly people and a very classic kind of the face is drooping and then half the body doesn't work. So since mine was unusual, I definitely wanted to share the story. So what caused mine was something called a carotid artery dissection. So that means that the artery that goes from here to here for me, and everybody's arteries are kind of in layers. If you don't know, basically one layer flapped away, created a pocket that kind of shot off two little pew-pew blood clots that caused my strokes. I was very lucky that I don't have any lasting effects except for this pinky is very lazy and likes to do what it wants to do, but otherwise, small price to pay. But I want to let people know because 80% of strokes are preventable. They're either from untreated high blood pressure, poor lifestyle habits. So if anybody has been wanting motivation to get a little healthier, let this be the sign for you. But also to let you know, if you're, in your 30s or 40s and you think you're too young for anything to happen to you, this isn't meant to scare you. It's just meant to raise awareness. So if you develop any symptoms, like you could hear your heartbeat in your ear, or you have a severe headache, you have some dizziness, you're confused, anything like that, do not minimize it. Especially I feel like women minimize their symptoms a lot. We're kind of let's sleep it off, but I don't want you to do that. I want you to take yourself seriously and allow yourself the evaluation in the hospital and let everything get checked out. And I hope for everybody a clean bill of health, but for anybody who's watching this who's had a stroke or has had a dissection, you're not alone. We're part of the cool stroke club. I know you're probably like, that's not a cool club, but guess what? I'm in it, so it is. So I wish everybody the best. Happy Stroke Awareness Day and spread the word.